Hey guys, we'll have a look at four here. Prince George, back in 1987. Which would make that a pretty modern skidder at the time. And see who was going out of business back then. And the dollar was, US dollar was $1.33 to ours. Which we are decades later, it still hasn't changed. '81, that would be the first year. The first few years they didn't have the top carrier rollers either. 1981, I thought they came out in 82. No, 82, because you could get a D8K. That's it, sorry. They made D8Ks and D8Ls concurrently there for a small overlap. Draught cruiser. The 769A, the old rounded ones, they look twice as good as those ones. And the wood wagons. And just for diversity, I got a lot of these American ones too to show, but I mean, you guys are a bigger country than we are, but our equipment's just a smidge more interesting. So I've got a stack of these US ones from Albuquerque, Mexico, Chicago, all over, but when I go through them, I don't know, don't get mad at me, they're just, this one made it because it's got a grapple. I don't know if that's a La Bounty. Yeah, it is. It's got the shear on it, so it's specialty. Not saying no comment, I'm just not commenting. That's a pretty one. Seems weird seeing it a bare machine. Up here you wouldn't have seen that as a bare machine. 9 times out of 10 it would have had the guarding and the back spar package and the hydraulic thumb and the whole add-on look. So there we go. I don't know. That's in my mind. That's, I call that the newer style. So they made one called a 400 too, which was like a John Deere 450 on a John Deere 350 bottom. Was not a hit. So basically, put too much weight, too much horsepower, and too much capability onto a machine with the one size smaller undercarriage. Needless to say, the undercarriages did not last well, and those machines did not take off. They did the same with excavators, but they upsized them. Like a 270 was always considered like a 240, 220 size with a 300 lower. So, and a 219 cat would have been a 225 on a 235 lower. So I could see putting bigger feet under them, but smaller doesn't work. JSW Japan Steelworks. And the 890, I have seen these in person, the 890Bs, and they made a 990, which is rarer than hen's teeth. Big suckers though, just monster. Taylor forklifts, those are still around. I think shipping container ones for stacking sea cans in the, what they call intermodal yards, or the rail transfer yards. Not much back here. Oh, Mustang. Oh, what year is that? Almost looks like a 71 in the 69. No, 70 had the dual headlights. I've got some 60s Mustangs, but not that new. Good old log trucks. Well, I guess that's a log truck for hauling dirt. So. And a Max Superliner, which was the R700 with the longer nose, square nose. And one more from Alberta. That's the kind of truck I not grew up, but I got my class 1 on. Hauled low bed. Broke in on a 2-stick with, it was called a 6 speed, but 2 sticks. You didn't shift 2 together consecutively. The one was low, high, reverse. The one closer to the passenger side, and the main was just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's no view in the world like running in a cab over. My dad had one of these Transtars, and we had a Mac F700, which was the Hay Mac, 1964 one. It was a little ugly, but man, the view of the world going down the road in a cab over as a kid growing up in that, it was pretty neat. Sure seemed like it sat higher than in a conventional. But try and get up in a cab over when you got your lunch, your raincoat, a hard hat, and a few things with you. It doesn't work. You got to throw everything in there first. Of course, to fill time, I'll say I can only liken that to an American style side entry log loader cab. Those are, and I've been in them. That's a sketchy thing. Again, you got your hard hat, raincoat, and a few things, and my goodness, they're crawling up 4 or 5 steps and grab handles. It's actually scary. I don't like heights, and that confirmed it. That is an old Clark Ranger. Last page. All right, thanks for hanging out.